Yes, you knew it was coming, right? TwoSun Knives, M390 night morning design. What is it? It's the 169. I don't think there's a name to it, is it? Nah, not that I'm aware of, at least. Like a formal name. But it's just a TS169. It's a titanium frame lock folder. First one we've ever done on this channel. If you believe that, I got some swampland. But this is a good looking knife, is it not? And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a Ray Laconico design. Maybe, oh God, what was it? EWC, something like Monterey Bay. Look up Monterey Bay knives and look, but Laconico does this fuller on the handle, right? And he did it on the Laconico Keen that Mastrop did, the Keen, K-E-E-N. So this is familiar looking to me. Not that he's done this design, but very similar in the way that it feels very simple. It's just less is more. See how clean that look is? That's a clean design. And look at it. This side and this side. Where's the screws? There are none visible on the presentation side. On the back, it does double duty with the pocket clip. Here, of course, it's the pivot. Otherwise, where are the screws back there? Only the one holding in the hardened steel insert. Pocket clip also has a fuller running because then it gets picked up along here. And you know, I've had other knives, actually the one from Monterey Bay that Laconico did not have the fuller on the back, just on the front. Okay, I'm not sure if the Keen did either, and I can't think of it in my head right now. But this did, and I always kind of excuse it like, well, how can you do that? Because you've got this frame lock thing, so it'd mess that up. But they did, didn't they? Okay, so it is possible. Flipper tab, look at this. It's nothing. It's nothing. But guess what? It's enough. And that's important because sometimes you get flipper tabs that are just crazy, ridiculous big, and you go, but does it have to be that big? No, it doesn't. Look at the back spacer. Wraps around, gives it a nice finished look. Pocket clip, good looking. Fairly deep carry. I mean, the design flow is crazy good on this knife. But you would think anybody could do this, right? This is nothing. This is just a cigar shape. That's it. But you know, you got to think about it to do it. It's not that easy, actually. Let me see. Blade to handle length. Well, you're there and you've got this wrap around, so you got to get... I don't know, you could have put another 16th on there, but that's about it. Nice looking though. I'll just put it on the scale just so we can go forward while I oogle over it. You know, I've put this knife down for a couple of months and just didn't really do much with it, but you go back to it and you just realize how nice it is. 101 grams. Just roll it back around to ounces. Yeah, 3.57 ounces. That's not much. Now, how big is it? Well, if you're familiar with this knife here, the Spyderco, it's pretty close, except I think it's maybe slightly bigger. Spyderco being 8 1/4. Let's check that out. Well, Spyderco's a 3.5-inch blade. This is 3.65 at 93 millimeters. And wow, okay, it's pretty much dead on overall length though, isn't it? At 21 centimeters and 8 1/4 inches. And just to get this knocked out of the way, oh, 1/2 inch, 12.8 millimeters. And let's get right on this. 3.2, 0.13. Come here. Let's get on this right there. 0.134. Okay, I was right. Or my other gauge was right. Come on. Okay. 3.4. 3.4. So basically a 3.5, 3.5 millimeter blade. Drop it right there. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have anything to hit you in the thumb with because that flipper tab is so muted that it's already past you when this blade comes loose and drops. So is there a lot of protection there? No, not really from getting bit. But you just handle it where, you know, it's not going to come flying back upwards. It's going to go and drop with gravity, and there it is. So it's still got a lot of fidget factor, and it's over the detent quick. Now, speaking of the detent ball, it's over the detent ball quick. That's pretty fair right there. Ooh, okay. Yeah, but you gotta flick it hard to wrist flick that out. You know, it's over a 5, maybe a 5.2 on my detent scale. We'll see how it responds when we take this apart and put it back together as far as if it drops any nicer than this, but how nice do you need it to drop? You know, that's pretty dang good. Centered up, no blade play, no lock rock, any of that problem. And the lockup is about 50% on that thing. It's milled out a little couple of areas in here, but look at this. You don't really have much differential in height here. So the one thing I've noticed is it is a little bit more difficult than many other knives as far as disengaging the lock bar. First of all, the lock bar just feels a little stiffer and not as pliable. And second of all, yeah, you kind of got to dig your thumb in there to get that knocked loose. So you're going to put a crease there. But it's, you know, maybe I'm being a little bit too particular, especially since it really keeps the flow of the design of this knife in order. Really does. I mean, look at that when it's open. The flipper tab is hardly visible. A little bit of choil there, and you got a nice flat grind. Piercing, slicing. I mean, that's just all day good. And it's M390 steel, and it's sharp. So what are you going to bitch about, you know? Whew. There's all kinds of good here, isn't there? This is a nice, handy knife. Easy to carry. Great action. Hardware, there's not a lot of it, but it's good. You know, it's well done, nicely machined, attractive. Look at all the lines running lengthwise. And of course, you don't want them running like this, right? Because it's going to break up with the design of this lengthwise fuller that they put here. So that's nice. And of course, it's contoured. So it's not a flat scale. I don't know, but they thought about things, didn't they? Ergos. Well, that's nice because this is neutral. Now, it's not real tall, so it doesn't give you that handful. You know what I mean? So you're wrapping around and around a little bit. You don't have the height, but you've got some width here. So it does help in that regard. And it's so neutral that, you know, you just take your place however you need, and reverse grip is comfortable as well. Yeah, nice. And just about you pride the board. That's yeah, I like it all day long. And, you know, I mean, even though this is about the same length as the Para 2, it's a little bit lighter, and this ain't G10, folks. So, just saying. Can't remember what I paid for this. Sometimes I get really aggressive and go, I want it on my channel, so whatever. I'm just not going to screw around. I'm just going to put the hammer down on eBay. But, I mean, if I really feel like they're just going at ridiculous prices, I'll buy it straight out from the TwoSun store on AliExpress. Still got to wait 2 weeks for the delivery regardless. And if they're selling at a fixed price less than they're catching on auction on eBay, then to heck with it. I mean, so it does give you another option. And White Mountain Knives sells these as well. I think there's another retailer other than Amazon where you can catch some here and there. But I can't remember the other name of the retailer that's online. White Mountain, they do what they can. It's just they can't carry every model, and they can't carry 50 of every model. See what I'm saying? So, or 100 of every model. And some people will just turn their nose up at paying a fixed price because they have the dream of catching one at a bargain on eBay. So it kind of makes you wonder, the owner of TwoSun Knives, is, you know, is he crazy like a fox by running them on eBay? So, you know, it's balanced, isn't it? The design is the same on both sides. Man, that's just a good looking knife. I don't know. You can disagree. That's okay. Oh, wow. I don't know. At some point in time later, I might want to actually throw a little bit of Loctite on that. That just came off too easy. There you go, D-shaped pivot. Okay, that starts explaining the situation. Okay, this one, a little bit more to break it loose. Thank God. It ought to. Okay, so we got the pocket clip, and we got the screw. And so, no, you can't go this way with it. It's a right hand only. Now let's see if we can take it apart. Shouldn't be too difficult. Okay. Yes. Weight relieved on the inside. Hardened steel insert. Ceramic detent ball. Over travel stop. D-shaped area in here to go with the pivot. And, ooh, well, that's not good, is it? So there's the washer right there. And yeah, I've never seen one like that before. So we got a few issues there. It doesn't seem, you know, this doesn't face the blade. This faces the titanium. This is what nests the bearings. So it really hasn't affected the actual operation of it. But kind of interesting that there would be corrosion there. And here's the ceramic bearings. Very nice. And there's the back side of that steel washer. No issues there. Curious. You can see where that's kind of backed up on there. But that ought to be able to be, you ought to be able to clean that up pretty easily. A little sandpaper or something like that. Pretty clean too, right? Pretty daggone clean. Looks good. Throw this back in here. Let me see this. Okay, the D shape is toward, turn this like that, and put me in a set of bearings. And I just dropped the hardware on the back end. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of lube in here when I put this in. Okay, back end dropped out. Okay, there we go. Now, put my blade on. This is pretty simple stuff here. There's just not much to it. And lay this down on top. And that is all she wrote. Throw the pocket clip back on. And another number 8 here, so it's all number 8s, all 2 of them. And where are we? Well, we're centered. Did I get a little? I got a little tight with this. Oh yeah, I did. I really kicked it hard. And we got it. The TS169 night morning design. Beautiful knife. I like it. Easy in the hand. Pretty darn lightweight. Although, hey, it's a full-size EDC. Yes, we do like it. I'm going to let you go. You know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.